Okay, hello everyone. Today is the first time that we are meeting to discuss Ryan Smith's individualized education plan. As we all know, Ryan was diagnosed with leukemia last year, and this has been affecting his school performance. If we could just go around the table and quickly introduce ourselves. I'll start out. My name is Miss Turner, and I am Ryan's resource teacher.
I am Miss Smith, Ryan's mother.
Hi there, I'm Miss Carter, and I'm the local education agency representative. I will be here today to oversee the proceedings of this IEP meeting.
Hello, I am Miss Campbell, and I am Ryan's first grade teacher.
Oh, and I suppose I'm last, but I'm Miss Penny, and I'm the school nurse here at Westchester Elementary.
Okay, now that we have all done our introductions, I think that we are ready to start. First off, we have a draft of the IEP meeting here for everyone so that we can take notes. Here is the IEP team signature sheet. Everyone must sign this sheet to prove that we were all present at the meeting and that the meeting took place. So, you want to sign there? Now that that's done, the first page of the IEP form is just some logistical facts. Mrs. Smith, can you look these over and make sure that they're correct?
Sure. Date of birth, October 20th, 2004. Age 6, first grade, Westchester. Yep, it seems all correct.
Okay. Now we'll move on to the procedural safeguards. Mrs. Smith, would you like a copy of the procedural safeguards?
No, thank you. I already have one.
Okay then, I just need you to sign off on this procedural safeguards notice to say that you've already received one. Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on, we have the special considerations. The first consideration is if the student is blind or visually impaired, which Ryan is not. Ryan is not deaf or hard of hearing. He also does not have any communication needs, so no for that as well. Does the student need assistive technology devices and or services? No. Does the student have limited English proficiency? No. Does the student exhibit behaviors that impede his or her learning or that of others? No as well. On the next page, we have Ryan's present levels of academic achievement. From formative assessments, we can tell that Ryan is doing extremely well in his classes, but he does seem to be a bit behind in reading. As for functional performance, Ms. Campbell, how has Ryan been doing?
Ryan is doing very well, except for his tiredness in classes from the leukemia treatments. He does need to leave class every so often to go to the nurse's office.
Now, Mrs. Smith, do you have any concerns for enhancing Ryan's education?
The only concerns that I truly have is with Ryan's reading. I am worried that he may be falling behind because of his medical condition. I am also worried about Ryan's caloric intake daily. Because of his condition, he has not been eating like a child should.
Okay, we will make sure to address all of these concerns within the IEP. Now we have how the student's disability affects their general education curriculum.
Ryan's condition only affects his ability to be in class a good portion of the day. And again, because he is so tired, he frequently visits the nurse.
Okay, now what are Ryan's strengths? For one, I can see that he handles his condition very well.
Yes, Ryan doesn't let his condition get him down. He is also a very social boy and he has a lot of friends.
Yes, I can see that he is very social in his classes. He also participates a great deal in class and does exceptional in math.
Okay, now that we have finished the present levels of academic achievement, we can move on the next page. This is for students who are 14. So seeing that Ryan's only 6, we can move past that. So now we move on to formative assessments, the state and local assessments. Because the state and local assessments start at 3rd grade, Ryan will not be taking those. He's only in 1st grade. So we check off assessment is not administered at the student's grade level. And for the local assessments, it's also not administered at his grade level. This now takes us to the goals section of the IEP form. Our first goal should definitely be to improve Ryan's reading skills to be equivalent with the 1st grade level that he should be on. We will measure this goal by giving quarterly reading assessments, and after each assessment, the results will be given to Mrs. Smith.
I would also like to add a goal of upping Ryan's caloric intake. This is a big issue with his condition, and I'm worried that he is not getting enough to eat throughout the day.
We can definitely add that to Ryan's goals. How often would you like us to keep track of this intake, as well as when would you like us to report it to you?
If the nurse, Miss Penny, could keep track of what snacks she gives to Ryan, then gives me a list of those snacks bi-weekly, I can keep track of how Ryan is doing with this.
Okay, may I borrow your pen for a second?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll send a list of what Ryan is eating home every other Friday.
Yes, that works great.
Okay, sounds good. Now for the short-term objectives. I think that the most important short-term objective would be to give Ryan rest when he needs it, as well as making sure that he's keeping up with reading. Ms. Campbell, do you think that you could give a monthly report on Ryan's reading?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, easy enough. Now we can move on to specially designed instruction and related services. In this area, Ryan would need specially designed instruction for his basic reading. Some of the instruction tactics we can use are repeated reading, chunking, modeling, picture prompts and cues, as well as paired reading. And all of these can be handled directly in the general education classroom. From here, we move on to the related services. Ryan will need reading support in the general education classroom, which will be my and Ms. Campbell's responsibility.
Okay.
And we'll start the support right away and continue through our next IEP meeting 1 year from today. So supports from school personnel. This includes the support that will be needed from Miss Penny, the nurse.
Yes, I will need to be kept in touch about Ryan's condition, as well as what you're expecting for his caloric intake.
I will keep in touch with you as soon as there are any changes in Ryan's condition or the caloric intake he is required to have each week.
Okay. So this support for Miss Penny will be handled by Miss Smith and will take place over the phone whenever necessary. Is that okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Part of the IEP is the extended school year. As of right now, Ryan will not be needing summer school because he is pretty much on track except for the reading. So as of this date, Ryan is not eligible for EYS. So, not eligible. And now moving on to the educational placement. The first point we must discuss is what supplementary aids and services have been considered. For Ryan, the use of reading support has been considered and approved. The only services that have been rejected are those of the EYS services.
Yes, I believe that reading support through Ms. Turner will be the most beneficial form of aid for Ryan, as well as the support of the school nurse, Ms. Penny.
The second discussion point is what benefits are provided in the general education class with supplementary aids and services.
Well, for one, Ryan will be able to be like all the other children while getting the help that he needs in reading. I think that keeping him in the general education classroom is the best fit for Ryan.
As do I. Now for the next question. What potentially beneficial effects and/or harmful effects might be expected on a student with disabilities?
Well, thus far, Ryan has had trouble in the classroom because of him wearing his hat. And some of the other students want to wear hats as well. Giving Ryan special allowances may cause these problems to continue.
Okay, that'll be noted. Put that down right now. And for the last discussion point, to what extent will the student participate in extracurricular activities?
Ryan will not be participating in extracurricular activities because his condition prevents him from doing too much physical activity. This is why he also cannot attend physical education classes. Ryan can fully interact with students within the classroom, but he cannot do physical activities.
Okay, so that answers our next question. And for the following point, explanation of the extent, if any, to which the student will not participate with students without disabilities in the general education curriculum. So Ryan is allowed to participate with students without disabilities as long as they're not too physical of activities, and he will not be part of physical education.
Yes.
Next page is a section on the amount of special education supports needed. Because Ryan will only be receiving reading support as well as the support from the nurse, he will be provided with support for less than 20% of the school day, making him itinerant. Next is the types of special education supports. We will check the box for learning support because Ryan needs support in reading, as well as the physical support because Ryan will not be able to do physical education. Now finally, we must state where Ryan's program will be taking place. Are we all in agreement that Ryan will be studying at Westchester Elementary in the general education classroom?
Yes.
Okay. And is this Ryan's neighborhood school?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Everyone, I think that is all for the IEP report. Is there anything else that anyone would like to discuss?
I don't think so.
Okay, seeing no objections, we'll see each other 1 year from today, unless another meeting is necessary. I hope that you all have a good day. And Mrs. Smith, please make sure to keep us in touch about Ryan's condition.
Thank you, I will.